Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon and Jameson at home. We're so excited you're here today because in today's video we're going to share with you 3 fabulous candy cane inspired Christmas DIYs. Do you have a favorite of the ones we've done?
Oh, I like them all. I don't want to give away too much information.
Okay, let's wait till the video's done, then we'll talk about it.
Perfect.
But before we do that, we'd like to invite you to like this video and share with your friends on Facebook, on Instagram, and on WhatsApp. Why?
Because it's free.
And it helps this channel.
Exactly.
If you guys are not subscribed, consider subscribing because you will not want to miss the rest of the season. Jamison is here. We're going to get started with our first DIY.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Are you excited?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get started. All right, you guys, so we are going to create a fabulous swag for our front door. You know, I'm always telling you, you only get one chance to make a first impression, and that is at the front door. So what I'm going to is I'm going to grab some of this beautiful mesh and I'm going to start going down. So I'm going to start right here by making some big loops, and I want to start right at the top. Big loops because I want to be able to see a lot of that mesh. But remember, and I'm always telling the people on my private group that the mesh is just a tool. I want to see a little bit, but what is there really for is to help us glue on to our wreaths or our swags. And speaking of, I want to take a second to invite you that if you are a wreath maker, if you have a wreath making business, if you are interested in learning everything there is to know about wreath making, how to make them and how to sell them, to come and join us on our private group on Facebook. It's called Ramon at Home Masterclass. It is a group where we teach the techniques and the tips, the tricks of the trade on how to make fabulous swags, wreaths. And it's super fun because we do 8 videos a week, you guys. And not a week, a month. 8 videos a month, and we do lives over there, and we get to chit chat, and it's just so much fun. So if you are interested on wreath making, now I'm gonna go ahead and go back. Wreath making, swag making, or if you just want to be part of a super fun community, come and check it out. There's going to be a post pinned to the top on my Facebook page that gives you the instructions on how to go about joining. And it is super fun, and I really hope to see you there because like I said, right now we're doing 4 lives this month, and then I think we're gonna do the same moving on for December. So once a week, every Monday, we get to hang out live, and it is just super fun to be able to talk to you live, and it's just so much fun. And then on top of that, we learn how to make all of these beautiful swags and wreaths, and it's going to be so much fun. So I really hope that if you are, like I said, interested in making swags and wreaths and learn how to sell them, at the end of the day, it's all a business, right? We're just trying to help people leverage their business techniques. Oh, look at that, I used the whole roll. Good, as I continue to talk. It's just that when you're putting the mesh on the swag, like talking is like about the only thing I can do. All right, so we have all of the mesh on it, 1 roll I used. And so I'm gonna put this to the side because now I'm gonna bring some of this beautiful David Christopher ribbon, and I'm just gonna drop it on the floor. And I'm gonna grab my scissors and I'm gonna give myself a dovetail. Remember, I always tell you that if I come to your house and your wreath is not dovetail, I'm most likely gonna ask you for a pair of scissors, which is a true story. I have done that in the past before so that I can dovetail it for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2-loop bow, just a 2-loop right here. And I'm gonna grab a wire so I can wire this together. The only reason why I'm gonna wire is because this is a really good quality ribbon from David Christopher's. It's really thick. The wire, you guys, is amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring up my ribbon to the table, and I'm going to add this bow right here. I'm gonna grab a bristle and I'm going to attach right here. It's a fabulous ribbon. It's a candy stripe, which is our theme for the day. You guys, I really hope that you enjoyed all of the Ralph Lauren DIYs that we did. If you are into the Ralph Lauren, if you have not seen those videos, be sure to check them down below. It was 6 DIYs and it was super fun. All right, so we're gonna give a big loop like this, and we're going to grab 2 bristles and just crisscross them like this. And then we're gonna give ourselves yet another big loop. I want big loops because I really want them to show. We're gonna go over to one side So we're going to zigzag this right here, like this, and look how gorgeous that ribbon is. And I think I'm gonna use all of it, might as well. And you guys, like I told you before, this David Christopher's ribbon, it's really a good quality ribbon. David does an amazing job at creating good product for less. It's a really good quality product, but he sells it for less. Right, so I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a tail to finish. And I'm going to twist right here. And I'm gonna sweep it to me so that I can dovetail it. Once again, dovetail your ribbon so that I don't have to knock on your door and ask you for a pair of scissors. All right, so this is what it looks like so far. As you guys can see, I did a 2-loop bow on the top, a little bit of a tail. I swooped it down like this, going all the way down. So now I'm gonna get the rest of my ornaments and picks and florals ready, and I'll be right back with you to give you the next step. Keep watching. Okay. All right, you guys, after a quick outfit change and a reset, what we're going to do is we're going to add some ornaments to our beautiful swag. And since I don't have my glasses, it's gonna be a little hard, but look how beautiful these are. These are from David Christopher. They are made out of this gorgeous sequins. They're super light. And so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start right here. I'm going to add some of these sequin ornaments, just grabbing a bristle as per usual, and I'm going to work my way down with this particular ornament. It's going to be super sweet. This theme right here is probably one of my favorites. I'm sure you guys know because I've done it every single year. Because I think the Christmas should be and is for the children. And so I love anything that is like a kitty theme. Especially this red and white. I feel like every year is really one of the populars. You can do it so many ways. You can elevate the look. Look how pretty this is. I dropped one, but no problem. You know what? This needs to be glued on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dab of glue in here. And then I'm going to put the cap back on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it rest right here for a while. So that gets tacky. And while that does that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these red and white that looks like a peppermint candy, which is kind of like the theme. And I'm going to start right here on the top. I'm going to go over to this side. So we want to cluster as many as possible. You could also glue them if that's what you wanted to do. For my case, wiring them, it's better because you can always reuse those. Now, if you are making this for a customer, I highly would suggest that you glue this together, because if you're gonna put this out on, if you're gonna put your name on it, might as well be really strongly attached. And the way you do that is like by adding a lot of glue to it. So I'm gonna add one more of this candy, peppermint candy, and I'm going to grab this one. Now, having your tools at the ready is so important. And you guys, so we just came back, me and James just came back from the Las Vegas market a few days ago, and we're so inspired by all of the people that we saw there, all of the merchandise that we got for future projects, and you will not want to miss any of these DIYs coming your way. So remember, this other one's gonna go right here, so I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom so that I can add one of these ornaments to, and once again, oh my gosh, I'm not having it today, you guys. Probably because it's like the 50th project that we do today, but look at that. No problem, we can just glue it back together. And so now that I have this one, I think it's still kind of working. So I'm gonna leave it to the side. I don't wanna pull on it too much. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some red ones. And believe it or not, these red ones, I took my time to pre-glue the other day. All of them are glued together. So I'm gonna start right here on the top. Once again, we're going to make sure that it's dangling right here in between the bows. Look how pretty. And so now we're going to work ourselves down with this red one. Look how gorgeous this is. Lots of ornaments, makes your swag look so beautiful. And so we're going to skip right here because that's where that other one goes. So I'm gonna grab this bristle right here. I'm going to twist like that. We're working our way down. I'm gonna grab one of these glittered ones. And I'm gonna add it right here to the top, like so. So lots and lots of ornaments. I have one left, so I'm gonna put it to the side because I always like to keep at least one till the end, so that way we can have something to fill in. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the poinsettias. Look at these magical poinsettias from David Christopher's. Is this not the most glorious poinsettia you've seen in your life? And it goes so well with this theme. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of glue to it so it attaches to our beautiful swag. And I'm going to go right here. Check that out. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. I wonder if this is already glued or not. I think it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in. If it's not, it's going to bounce again. But I feel like I need to see the finished oh yeah, it is. Like that. See? And now I can put the other one in, because now that I have this one, I feel like it needs one more, probably over on this side. Let me see. It's because I'm working forward that I can't. Actually, it needs it right about here. So we're going to add the last ornament that I have. I always try to add all of the ornaments that I have set apart for my project, because in my mind, that's just the way it works. I need this many. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue to this poinsettia. And so this one is looking to the right. So I'm not going to go this one right here. I feel like it needs it right in here. Now, this better if you grab it like that. Look how pretty. Make it look a little bit opposite the other one. And we have one more that we're going to attach to it. It's going to be this glorious poinsettia. Now, you guys, these poinsettias are from David Christopher, like I was telling you. Did you know that he hand designs all of this stuff? I don't know how he does all of them. I'm already tired by this time of the year, and this man is already working on next year's projects. And my respects go out to David and Jen, who do a fabulous job keeping us inspired. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab right here, and I'm going to go in between all of these guys all the way down. Maybe you have to move them to push this too, like that. Look how fun that is. So pretty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some picks in red. The reason why I'm doing red, so much red, is because the swag is white. And so I want to have that contrast. But this particular pick is what's really going to help us take it to the next level. So I'm going to start right here on the top. You just have to make sure that it goes on to your form, the swag form. That way it's well, it's going to stay in place. And I have to go over to this side right here. We're going to intertwine them in between all of the ornaments and the poinsettias and all of the things that we put in. And remember, what happens on the right happens on the left. So I'm going to go right here. We're going to start to fill in this whole swag. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this Christmas season 2025. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're almost towards the end of the month, which means we get to enjoy finally the season. I know so many people decorate all the way up after Thanksgiving. Some of us like to start early, like myself back in May. And so we can give you all of the ideas, the tips and the tricks. And but at this point, I know there's so many of you that wait till the end of the season, so that way you can start your decorating. And I'm just super excited for y'all that you waited this long, and so now it's time to decorate. Now you have all the ideas out from all of your favorite influencers, designers, Instagrammers, everybody out there who does this for a living. I just have to tell you that I take my hat off to you, because I know how much work it goes into setting up. Like if you are out there and decorating people's homes for the holidays, or if you have a channel or an account and you just inspire people, I mean, thank you, because I understand how much work, what a labor of love this is to do this for a living. So I'm gonna add one right here. All right, so I'm gonna add a few more towards the bottom. Look how pretty this is looking. What do you think, Jameson?
I love it. I love the classic red and white.
Jameson is loving the classic. Come and say hi. I know he's working hard. So tell us, what do you think about this particular look?
Oh, it's classic. You can't go wrong with it. I actually do like the red and white stripe. I think it gives it a little bit of extra zip to it and a little bit of modern twist.
It's a little modern, yes. I love it. All right, thank you. Give it up. Give it up for Jameson, who is behind the cameras and who loves popping on. All right, so I'm gonna go over to this side. I'm working my way down, you guys. Oh, my dish is getting stuck with the glue, so I need to, there you go. So I'm going to go all the way down to finish it off on this side, going all the way down. And I feel like I need another one. And luckily, I just have one left. So we're going to move on like this. And I'm going to go over to this side, like that. Look how magical that looks. But I feel like this needs a little touch of green. So I'm going to get some picks ready and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so as I told you, I need some greenery because this is turning out gorgeous, but at least for me, the greenery is what's going to really kick it off a notch. And I'm gonna start maybe right in here, like that. See, that greenery is going to bring a different texture to my swag. And all you need to do is grab a little glue and just start intertwining them between all of your other red ones. And the reason why I wanted to add this one is because I didn't want it to be too green. Once again, this is done on a white swag. So basically what you need to do is just intertwine them in between. So that way there is a sense of holiday greenery. Now, here's the thing. This particular greenery does have some white flake, a little bit of glitter. And so I'm going to select something that has a little bit white on it. So that way it makes sense. At least it makes sense to me. But look at that, it just adds that pop. This green almost serves as a highlighter, so allows all of your other elements to really pop off from the swag. And once again, you don't need much, just a little touch, but I do want to show you how pretty this is. It's very dainty, it's very flat, and it has that white glitter on it, so it's going to make it look even more beautiful. So I'm going to go all the way to this side now. Remember that we have to add all of the same element all throughout, and the best way you do it is by zigzagging on kind of like a snake motion all the way down to your swag, and it's going to green it perfectly. So now, because I went to this side, I'm going to go over to this side right here, and I'm going to do, I have two left, so I'm going to go one all the way down. My hot glue gun just went all the way to the floor, but no problem. We can pick it up as we're down here inserting, and we're going to add our last stem. Let's see, where do I need it? I feel like I need it right here, like that. All right, so now I'm going to do one last trick, and that's going to be to add some of this ribbon. Now, I am going to ask Jameson to bring me a few wires from the cat. You guys, my cat is all the way on the other side of the studio. And then also, Jameson, we can grab one of those stems that we used to add this, because this is going to be a fun trick to add. It is a tiny little ribbon, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some floppy bows. You guys know that I love me a floppy bow. So basically what you want to do is grab a loop like that, and then I'm gonna cut right here. And what you want to do is grab them and make them very loopy. Now, I do have to twist that to this side and just let those tails hang like that, so that way you can insert them and it really is going to pop off from the swag. But as I was telling you, I'll just have Jameson give me those wires over here, and just the brown stem, that's fine. And so what we're going to do is we're going to grab our wire, teamwork, and we're going to wire this guy right here like this. So you're going to be left with one loop and two large tails, and then we're gonna grab this stem right here and we're gonna cut a little bit of it, maybe about this much, because we do need it to insert into our phone, into our swag. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go like this, swirl that wire in, and it's going to leave us with the two tails and with the loop and with this stem right here. So now what you want to do is grab some of this glue, and I'm going to insert this guy over on this side, like that, and look at that. That's gonna give us those extra loops and tails. All right, you guys, so here is this absolutely stunning swag that, oh my God, I'm so obsessed with. Check out these poinsettias and the little tails for the ribbon. Isn't that just a cute touch? I just have to mention also this beautiful David Christopher stripe ribbon and the sequin ornaments. Let me give you a close-up of these sequin ornaments. They're just absolutely beautiful, and that touch of greenery really does add, like I said, it's almost like a highlighter for your swag. I love the way this turned out. I really hope that you enjoyed it and learned a few tips and tricks. And we really hope to see you on our private group on Facebook, Ramon at Home Masterclass, if you want to learn how to do all these beautiful things. Wasn't that swag super easy to make? You guys, this beautiful theme really screams of Christmas. But now I'm going to share with you how you can create a gorgeous centerpiece DIY with this candy cane theme. Let's take a look. All right, you guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a fabulous centerpiece for this collection. And I'm gonna start by putting a candle down. We need to know exactly where it is that we need to have our center to be. So once I have my candle there, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start greening my centerpiece. And the way I like to do it is grabbing a collection of greeneries that represent this theme. In this case, I chose some with a little bit of a flake or a little bit of a snow on them, a little bit of glitter, because, well, we are going to make something very snowy. And so I'm going to continue to insert some. Remember that what happens on the right happens on the left, what goes up must come down. And then also want to mention that we added a garland that I lightly flocked with a little bit of spray paint. And this beautiful flat cedar right here, you guys, you have got to get yourself some. It's from David Christopher, and actually most of the items we'll use today are from David Christopher's. And remember that if you go to their website and use the code Ramon10, you can get 10% off. But look how much movement you are giving your centerpiece with this particular item right here. Remember to also give them a little bit of a curvature. I don't like that one quite a lot. I'm picky about which ones I put on my centerpieces, especially because they have to have that flatness to it, because I like to give them a little bit of a twist in order to in order to have a little bit of movement, right? So we want to make sure that we fill in as much as we can, but that's why we use this garland at the beginning, because I wanted to have a starting point and also to, well, have something to fill in. I'm going to add this guy right here in the corner, pushing it in really good. So this is going to give us the shape of our centerpiece. You guys, centerpieces, it really is one of my favorite things to do. I feel like they're so beautiful. All right, so now I'm gonna add some of these beautiful, I think this is a boxwood that has a berry on it. This particular one right here is from Walmart, believe it or not. This year they came up with this particular one, which, by the way, Jameson, remind me to go get some more of this boxwood because it is so good. And you guys, give it up for Jameson, who's behind the camera. He has become a fan favorite, and you love him here, you love him on the group, you love him everywhere. He's getting his own, I've been telling Jameson to open up his own channel for the longest time, but I think that he can really educate people on wine. He's a sommelier, which is a wine connoisseur, and he can really, really educate people in the wine world. We've been talking about making a collaboration here on the channel, you know, about maybe perhaps a tablescape, and then Jameson would pair it down with something to drink. But we always just talk about it. We haven't gotten down to doing it, but we will get to do it because I think it'll be super fun. All right, so now I have this eucalyptus, you guys, I forgot to tell you. This also is from David Christopher's. This is going to give us a little bit more of movement because, as you guys can see, it has a little bit of a curvature on it. And I'm going to take two of those so it gives me a longer stem and continue to spin around because you have to see where you insert your greenery. So I'm gonna add one right here. Remember, what happens on the right happens on the left, and we have to go all the way around like this. Look how pretty. I just love, love, love this greenery. All right, so now what I'm going to do to kind of flock this centerpiece is I'm going to add some of this beautiful fern that is glittered, and it has a lot of pizzazz and character and lots of glitter, which is what we want. So I'm gonna start right here. These do have to be cut a little bit shorter because the stem is quite long, but no problem. And like I said, that's got a lot of glitter, so that's gonna give us a lot of light. When the light catches it on your table, it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. And you know that I like to repeat whatever happens on the right happens on the left, then we spin around and we're going to insert right where we inserted the last one. So I'm gonna add this right here. Then I'm gonna have to get another one of these because I'm going to have to finish over on this side. So Jameson, if you don't mind passing me one of these beautiful ferns, I would appreciate it. But in the meantime, as Jameson gets that one closer, here you can just come and say hi. Come and say hi. Come over here and say hi to the peeps. Give it up for Jameson, you guys.
Boom, boom. Here we go. Delivery service at its best.
So have we decided what your title is for?
Oh, creative director / cameraman.
Cameraman, director. He's my hype man, you guys. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So we do need to finish this guy right over on this side. And as you guys can see, it's going to elongate our shape. All right, so now what I want is, I have some red berry, I have some other pines that I'm going to add that I have been collecting from other projects. And this, I collected them for this particular centerpiece because they're short. So every time there's like a short piece like this, I just put it to the side and I save it for my centerpieces. That's a good way to recycle your smaller pieces like this right here. All the longer ones you can always insert over to the side. And look, you guys, it's looking super lush. That right there is going to give us a little bit of color. And then also this one has a lot of glitter that we're going to insert. And that bottle brush is really going to add, like I said, texture. And you just want to make sure that you go in and you have to go all the way down, like right here. I'm going to insert over on this side. And as I spin it around, you'll be able to see how that added a lot of texture. But remember to repeat over on the other side like this. And we continue to move all the way along. And we continue to spin this around like this to add on all of our corners. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. My ex-boss used to say, stop while you're ahead. So now that I'm ahead and I have all of this beautiful greenery, this is the base for our centerpiece. Look how absolutely gorgeous this looks. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these large poinsettias. Check out how beautiful these are. It has some white and has a lot of glitter just like our fern right here. And then it has this felt beautiful leaves. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert one right here. And this is the whole inspiration for this collection, you guys. And these are from David Christopher's. Look how pretty. Now I have to explain real quick. That one is facing to the left. So now this particular other one, I'm going to fluff a little bit and then I'm going to make sure that it faces the same way. That's why it's so important to have a Lazy Susan that you can spin around, because see how they're facing the same way as you spin it around. When you put it on the table, you want your guests that are on that side to see the same thing that they can see as you are on this side. And so now I'm going to add some ornaments to it, some ornamentations. And the way we're going to do that is, I taught you how to make these S hooks right here. So we're going to grab one of these ornaments and I'm going to close my hook and I'm going to come in here. And look how pretty that is. It just continues with that theme of candy cane. It's really not quite candy cane, it's candy cane-ish. But I just figured that it would be so pretty, and all you have to do is hook it like this, and then you close the little hook, you grab it like a pencil, and we're going to go over on this side. Oh, and this one I popped off, but no problem. This would be a good time to glue it, but you know, for the video purpose, I'm just gonna be more careful when I pop it in. There you go. So there you go. So there's our two ornaments. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of these little red ones and I'm going to add one right here. And then I'm going to spin around. Remember, we're repeating as we go. I'm going to grab another one right here, making sure that goes into the foam. And so to make it even more special, you guys, you know that I am crazy over this disco balls. And so I have collected disco balls for quite a few years. I'm not embarrassed to tell you. And so we're going to use a few of these disco balls on this, because our whole collection is going to have some of these cutie patooties. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab an S hook and I'm just going to go right here close to that little red one. And I'm going to look for my foam and I'm going to insert, and look how cute that is. Just a little touch of sparkle is going to catch the light, and trust me when I tell you, it really is going to transform the look of your centerpiece. Once again, I'm going to go over on this side. I'm going to push in right here. Check that out. How fun and gorgeous. I think I'm going to add a few more over on the corner. So I'm going to do two more. These disco balls are from Walmart, believe it or not. And believe it or not, they're from last year. I bought them and I never used them. So I said, this is the year, so why not? We're gonna pull them out and we're going to use them. So I'm gonna go over to this side right here by my poinsettia, and I'm going to insert right there. And so I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. Remember to always spin it around as you go, so that way we can, I need my glasses, I cannot see. So that way we can insert into the centerpiece, like so. All right, as you guys can see, it's looking gorgeous. However, I have one last element I want to add to this to really pop it off. I'm gonna gather those and I'll be right back with you, so keep watching. All right, so the thing that I needed was a little bit more red. I feel like this is going to get a lot of character by adding some of these red glitter. I think it's a eucalyptus, don't quote me on it, but we're going to do some on the top, some on the bottom, and making sure that they go, and see, that's going to really add some light, which means it's going to catch the light. Remember to give it a little bit of a spin, and because this poinsettia has a lot of red, and then we have a lot of red on the ornaments, then we most likely need some other element with red. And if you know me, you know that I need also an element of glitter. So I'm going to add another one right here on the bottom, like that, and we're going to spin around, and we're going to do the exact same thing over on this side. And look at that, you guys, how absolutely gorgeous this beautiful centerpiece turned out. As you guys can see, it is super easy. I'm gonna give you a close-up, so keep watching. All right, you guys, so here is this gorgeous centerpiece. Oh my gosh, I love the color combination, the white and the red, and all of these beautiful sparkles really make a difference. Check out all of that glitter on this centerpiece. Those David Christopher poinsettias really do the trick when it comes down to making an impact. And I just cannot wait to read your comments, so be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what part of this centerpiece was your favorite, and if you will replicate it. Don't forget, you get your 10% off by using the code Ramon10 at checkout. Well, if you know me, you know that I love decorating a candy cane themed centerpiece, and this one turned out absolutely gorgeous. But now we're going to do the piece of resistance. I'm going to share with you how you can decorate this extravagant candy cane or peppermint theme Christmas tree step by step. Let's tune in. All right, everyone, so for this beautiful DIY, what we're going to do is we are going to decorate a gorgeous Christmas tree, and this is going to be like a really fun and whimsical theme. And we're gonna start with these beautiful David Christopher's ornaments. You guys know that you get 10% off at checkout if you visit them on their website. But look how stunning these are, absolutely gorgeous. They're made out of sequins, they're super lightweight. And I'm going to start with the ornaments. In this case, you know that I have a 3-step process that it says ribbons first, ornaments second, and that's where we're going to break the rules, because in this case, since we're going to do kind of like a flock theme on a green tree, we have to add our ornaments first. Oh, I dropped my wire. So that means that our ornaments usually are second, and their picks, stems and florals are third, and then the accent ribbons at the end. But I'm gonna start with the number 2 step, which is going to be this beautiful ornaments. I'm going to add maybe around 5 of them. I just absolutely love how sparkly they are. They're made out of sequins, and like I said, a super light material. And remember that you have to go on a zigzag motion when you're going to add all of these ornaments to your tree. So we have to start from the top, work ourselves all the way to the outside over on this side, and this is going to be just one of the ornaments that we add. Now you guys, thumbs up if you are enjoying this beautiful season. I'm having so much fun creating all of these beautiful DIYs for you, and I really hope that you are enjoying them. We just did a whole collection of Ralph Lauren inspired Christmas DIYs, and I really hope you enjoy them. So now it's time for something more fun and whimsical, and to me, this candy cane theme, it's super fun. Now, if you've been following this channel, you know that at this point, you know that we are moving out of San Diego, and so we are super excited because we are working towards bringing you guys the ultimate experience when it comes down to Christmas. That's why Jameson has joined the team, and so we are preparing to move forward with this we don't want to say like a store or a shopping store. It's more like a shopping experience. If you, Jameson, we grab that one. If you mind, okay, so I'm gonna add some red as I talk, but I want to point out that I'm starting to cluster all of my ornaments. As you guys can see right here, there's a cluster of 3. And the way we do that is by inserting the ornaments close to another one. Like this right here, I'm going to add right here. And if you have them pre-wired, it's really going to help you work faster. But I want to fill in as many ornaments as I can with my tree. So I'm gonna add another one right here. But I was telling you guys that, so Jameson joined the team, and so we're now going to focus on this beautiful experience, and more on that later. But what you do need to know is that we're definitely moving out of this town, and that we are on our way to bigger and grander things. All right, so now I'm going to add just a few of these discoable ornaments, because I feel like they would reflect the light. So I'm gonna start with one right here, like that. And I personally think that these discoable ornaments are super sweet when it comes down to any theme. You can add it to any theme you may doing. You know, you can mix it with gold, you can mix it with any other color. And so just make sure that you zigzag, so that way they're all throughout your tree. And these come in this little box. They come with this hanger, but I always just like to cut the hanger out and add a wire to it, because it is easier to manipulate, and it is easier also to hang on your tree. So I'm gonna add this guy right here. And I think we're going to add some smaller ones at the end of that particular one. All right, so now we're going to move on to our picks. And I'm going to grab this basket right here. And I have these white picks. Remember, it's gonna be more like a flocked theme. So what I want to do is I'm going to give these picks a little bit of a play. Look how pretty these are. As well as stunning. So I'm gonna start right here on the bottom. So you can insert one right here, and by pulling one of these bristles up, is going to hold it into place. I have about 8, I wanna say. So we're moving on now to what should have been our 3rd step is now going to be our 2nd step. So I'm gonna add one right here. And remember to just pull one of these bristles up, and that's going to help you secure, and also helps you blend them in super easy. All right, so I'm gonna grab another one, pull it up like this. I'm going to go over to this side. Now, what's important right here is the bottom, because it's the widest part. So we want to make sure that we blend it. It's kind of like when you're blending your makeup, you know, you have to really blur those lines. What do I know? I don't do makeup, but I have heard my sister say that when you do the lines on your makeup, you have to blur them out. And so that's what they call it, blending, the blending of the makeup. So I'm gonna go over to this side, and remember, what happens on the right happens on the left. So we're working all the way around this beautiful Christmas tree. And so I'm going to continue to go up. Look how this is changing the look of this tree. And like I told you guys before, this particular tree right here, it's what we call the basic tree. This tree is meant to be designed on, it's meant to be covered with items, and it's not meant to be seen because there's no armature to it. And so basically what we have is the bristles to work with, and we can glue to it, we can attach to it, but it's not meant to be seen. This is something that if you want to just leave it plain, it'd be perfect for outdoors, but not for inside, because well, it doesn't have any armature. You cannot hang ornaments from them. So I'm gonna make sure that I put one right there. Look how pretty that just blended all of it together. So I'm gonna add one going up to make sure that I have that pointy part of it. So I'm gonna go right here. Just gonna put one of these right here. Look how pretty, and I feel like I need the last one over on this side. So we're going to add right about here, pointing up, making sure that I have a bristle that I can hold it to, like that. See how that just totally changed the look of this particular tree? All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my ribbons, and this is where the fun is going to begin. So I have this white ribbon that I'm going to add. It has a lot of silver to it. I'm just gonna drop it on the floor. It has a lot of silver and white, and I just thought it would be perfect for this particular theme. And so I'm gonna cut out a dovetail right here. I'm gonna start with about a 4-inch tail, and then I'm going to put my hand and go down. And I'm going to do maybe 2 loop bows, bringing that tail up. And I'm going to start right here. So this is what's going to look like. 2 loops, 1 tail. And I'm gonna start right here. And I'm going to attach with my wire, and then I'm going to give myself a big loop. I'm gonna grab a bristle, and I'm going to do another one. And at this point, you can just play with it and see where it is that you want it. So I'm gonna stop right here, and I'm gonna cut. Look how pretty that's filling up, right? And so I'm gonna do another one. And I'm always telling you to have your tools at the ready, because that's going to make your job go way faster and you make it super easy. So I'm gonna run my hand down. A lot of people, when I meet them, is like, oh, Ramon, you make it look so easy. But I promise you, it really is as easy as it looks. I really believe that if I can do it, so can you. All we have to do is try, you guys. I think that's what stops us most of the time from doing what we want to do. It's like we don't want to fail. But if you knew how many times we fail in life, just in order to let us know that failure is nothing but a redirection, I think. And so that's why I'm not afraid anymore to fail. Especially when it comes down to design, you know, like I just feel that if I fail at something, that's not the way that I'm supposed to go. And so it's just time to reroute and redirect. And most of the time it really just ends up working out, you know, like I do believe what the Bible says, all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord, to them who are called according to his purpose. And so I do believe that even those moments where we feel like we're failing, like we are not doing, or things are not going our way. Maybe things are not going our way because they're not meant to be going our way, but like there is other ways. We just cannot see those ways until we let go of the control and we just let whatever life has designed for us happen. Here I am preaching again. All right, so here's another one. So I'm gonna go like this. And like I said, I just absolutely love this ribbon because it has a really good hand. And we're going to cut right here at a dovetail. And look how much ribbon you get out of this particular bolt. I have another piece that I'm going to add. Maybe I'm gonna do like a little bow topper for it. So I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to go like this. So basically create almost like a bow. And I'm going to cut right here. I'm gonna add a wire and I'm gonna go over to this side to attach to the very top. Like this, and that's just gonna make us a little bit of a bow topper. If you've been following the channel, you know that I'm not a big lover of bow toppers or any topper but for that chance, but sometimes I do like to add a little bit. All right, so now what I'm going to is I'm gonna grab this ribbon. This is super cute. I'm going to cut at an angle, and with this particular one, I'm going to use as my filler ribbon or my accent ribbon. So you know that for my accent ribbons, I just like to do one single loop bow, and then I like to add maybe just a short tail and a long tail. But here I'm to tell you that it is easier if you just leave it on the bolt and cut as you go. So I'm gonna add one right here. Okay, so let's do it again. Once again, we're going to fold up a little bit of a tail, and look how cute is this ribbon, you guys. I just love how it looks like a Santa outfit, but it has like little pom-poms. It is super cute and adorable. And I want to take a second, by the way, to say thank you to Janet Geese, who sent me an apron. You guys, I'm always telling you about my sisters, and she sent me an email and said that she had bought me an apron on Amazon, and I'm still waiting for it. So today we're recording this video on, what's today, Jamie said? The 12th, and so it's supposed to be here by the 14th. So Janet, if you are watching this, just so you know, I am waiting for my apron, and next video I'll do a project, you'll see me wearing it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You didn't have to do that, but I'm so thankful that you did, because, well, I'm always saying that I'm gonna get one and I never do. So I'm so glad that you took action for me, my friend. So I'm gonna add another one right here. And look, you guys, this ribbon, it really is filling up so quick. And I just love that touch, like I said, of this red Santa-like feeling. It is super adorable, and I want you to see the little polka dot, not the polka dots, but the little pom-poms on it. Isn't that just adorable? And it is made out of this felt. This ribbon is super affordable, super cute, and it really is making this tree look absolutely cute. And it's giving it that snowman Santa feel to it. And once again, just make sure that you cut this at an angle right here. Right? And so I think I have enough to do another one. I have another bolt that I'm going to pull out because I feel like I do need a little bit more to make it look cohesive and filled up. At the end of the day, it's all about filling up. And Jameson has a viewmount over here, Jameson. What do you think about this tree?
Classic, traditional, lovely red, silver. I love it.
Do you love
A
it?
little bit of extra little pop. I know you like the word pop, but
Pop, yeah.
I like to shine.
All right. Well, I'm so glad that you like it. Is this
Absolutely.
something that you would put in your house?
100%. Absolutely.
Mi casa es su casa. That's hilarious. All right, so I'm gonna continue adding this red ribbon, and I forgot to tell you, this ribbon is from the At Home store from this year. So sometimes I have ribbons from At Home from years past, but this one is from this year. And I go like this and be like, oh, it's like when you brush your hair in the front and it's all and it's all messy in the back. So that's not a good look, not even for the tree or the hair. All right, so I'm gonna grab another one, and I'm going to go over to this side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm gonna put this guy right here. And as you guys can, I don't know if you can still find it, because I went shopping when the items first came out, and you guys, I know I'm always telling you to shop when the items first come out, because then you won't be able to use it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a tip right here. So when it comes down to my tree at the bottom, so what I want to do is I'm going to add my tail right here. Make sure that I swirl that wire. And I do want this ribbon to hang down. I think it looks more beautiful when it has a little tail hanging down like that. So I'm gonna do a few more. I'm gonna do one on this side, do on the middle. Question, do you decorate your trees all the way around? You know, I do for when we decorate the house. When I do it for display, like when I work at Shinoda or any other place that I know they're for displays, I don't, because they usually go against the wall. So I really don't. But when I'm decorating my tree at my house, you better believe that I'm going to decorate that tree all the way around. You never know who's going to go like this and be like, oh, it's like when you brush your hair on the front and it's all and it's all messy in the back. So that's not a good look, not even for the tree or the hair. All right, so I'm gonna grab another one, and I'm going to go over to this side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm gonna put this guy right here. And as you guys can see, I'm leaving those tails to hang low. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So now I'm gonna do a short one, just how I did with the white one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself a few shorter tails, and I'm going to make a 2-loop bow right here, and I'm going to cut a smaller tail. I'm gonna grab a wire, and I'm going to put it on the top, so that way it kind of blends in with the rest of my bow that I put on the top. So I'm going to go over to this side, and I'll grab this bristle right here, push it down, and look how fun that is. All right, so now that I have the ribbon all the way around, I'm gonna scoot down, and I'm gonna grab my last step for this tree, which is going to be this absolutely glorious poinsettias. Look how fun these are. These are from David Christopher's, and they're large, and they are in charge, and they're super glittery. I absolutely love them. Once again, you can get 10% off if you go to their website by using the code Ramon10. So I'm going to go ahead and install one right here, making sure that I push all the way down. And I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around the perimeter of this right here, and I'm going to add another one over on this side. Remember that I don't like them when they face forward. I like them to be a little bit tilted to the left or a little bit tilted to the side. I think they look the prettiest that way. So now I'm going to go over this side right here. I'm going to add yet another one. Now I have a few tall ones. Actually, those other ones I have already used on a project. So I'm going to go ahead and flap some of these ones right here. And I love the fact that these ones have a little diamond on them, which it also will help it look a little bit more glam, a little bit more luxurious. And don't forget to play with all those petals like this. You want to make sure that you flap that poinsettia really good. Then we're gonna give it a little bit of a curvature. And I'm going to go over to this side, and right here there's a big void, so I'm going to put one right here. And see how that just filled in that spot? It is super glam, super gorgeous. And I think we're going to do 5. I had 6. Let's see how many I need. thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this video. Don't forget to like this video, share with your friends on the Facebook, on the Instagram, and the WhatsApp. And then also remember to come and visit us on Facebook for our private group. You won't regret it. Ramon at Home Masterclass, where we're having a ball creating beautiful looks for the holidays. And we're about to move forward with spring now because, well, it is that time of the year. All right, so I feel like I need a few more. I was gonna stop right there. My ex-boss used to say, stop while you're ahead. Well, in order to know how ahead you are, you just have to keep going, right? So I'm gonna go like this and like this. And I'm going to go over to this side, maybe right here on the bottom. Look how pretty. Let's see, I feel like I need the last one on the top. I'm gonna add the one that I have left. I'm gonna add it all the way in the top. You guys, this Christmas theme, it's one of my favorites because it is super indicative of Christmas because it reminds me of the Santa outfit. You know that beautiful fur outfit that he wears? Yeah, I'm gonna put this one right here on the very top, like that. Look how pretty. All right, so now what I have, and sorry to disappear, I have, Jameson, do you mind hanging on to this one? I have my flyaways, and I chose a beautiful white for my flyaway. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab a few on my hand. I like to have them on my hand because I don't know how many I'm going to use. So I'm gonna just start going all the way from the bottom. I'm going to intertwine, and look at that. That's just, once again, feeling like a little frosted cake, and this is what's going to make it three-dimensional. And by moving from one side to the next, we're going to add all of this frosted, it's almost like a fern. Once again, you want to go right here. It's going to give us that three-dimensional feel to our tree. So we want to be sure that we're generous with this particular pick. I'm going to go right here to the top, just one, and I'm going to go over to this side all the way to the top right here. Let me see, where else do I need another one? I feel like right here. All right, you guys, so I'm going to give this tree a flap and I'll be right back with you. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, so here is this beautiful Christmas tree decorated on this candy cane, almost, oh my gosh, look at this ornament. Is that not just absolutely gorgeous? And how about the poinsettias? Aren't those beautiful? Look at all the glitter and the red. You guys, I wish you could see this in person. It really is so beautiful. All of the pics. Who would think that there is a green tree under there, right? And the way it looks with the urn, it just looks so beautiful in this corner right here. I really hope that you enjoyed it and learned a few tips and tricks on how to decorate your very own Christmas tree, and you give it a try. All right, everyone, so we're gonna start with a beautiful centerpiece on this absolutely gorgeous Bejeweled container. That, let me give it a little clean because it just came out of storage. I actually found this container at a local boutique store, and I just thought it was spectacular for something frosty and candy cane inspired. So that's what we're going to do. I already went ahead and pre-foamed the container and added some moss just to cover some of those mechanics. And I inserted this beautiful, this is a yard sign that you can find at your local craft stores. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of these greeneries and I'm going to create more like a line. So as you guys can see, I always like to explain to you that what goes up must come down, and also you might want to rotate your beautiful arrangement as you go, because I want to create a base for all of the ornaments and all of the other florals that we're going to add. And as you guys can see, I'm rotating about 30 degrees, I want to say, because I want to make sure that it has that cascading going down. And I just absolutely love it. By the way, thumbs up for the Christmas season 2024. Are you guys enjoying this year's videos? I'm having a blast, let me tell you, decorating for the holidays. And I cannot wait to share what's coming next with you, because there is a lot. Trust me when I tell you, there's a lot still coming up. All right, remember that I always tell you that what goes up basically goes up, and then you're gonna grab another stem and you're going to pull down like this, and then you might want to like make sure this spills forward. So I'm going to grab another one right here what goes up, and what goes up needs to be closer to our ornament, and then goes down like this, and then just give it a curvature down to create that cascading motion. All right, let me see. I'm gonna save a few. If you've been following the channel, you know that I always like to save a few for the end, because you never know what, well, might have to fill in, right? But I do want to make sure that all of the corners have a beautiful stem. And you guys, these picks right here, actually, believe it or not, they are a wreath that I took apart, a beautiful David Christopher's wreath. And look, you get all of these picks with beautiful flocking from a wreath. So I'm going to stop right here. I feel like I need one right here. So I'm gonna insert this one right here to kind of balance this arrangement. And I'll bring all of my other elements and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so the next step is going to be to add some of these viral jewels. Aren't these just absolutely gorgeous? I just figured since our container was jeweled, then we can add a few of these beautiful jewels. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab an 18 gauge wire. We're gonna cut it in half like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create kind of a hook like this. I'm gonna grab another one and create a hook. I wanna say about an inch hook. Then what we're going to do is we're gonna go through our ornament. We're gonna go like this, and then we're gonna close that hook as much as we can. And so we're going to use this as a pick to insert our jewel all the way down. And that's going to hold our jewel right in place. So you wanna give it a little bit of a spin. Look at that. So that's gonna create a beautiful statement piece. I'm gonna add another one opposite side. So I'm gonna grab my hook right here. And then I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna make sure that I show this part right here, and I'm gonna go all the way down, creating some support for my jewel like that. And look at that. How cute is that? Now, if you wanted to create more support for it, what you can do is remove one of these stems and then just grab it and put it right there. So that way it'll support your jewel in place. So now we're going to do the exact same thing with some ornaments. So I have a red one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my hook. Sometimes, because you pre-hook them, which can help, but sometimes it's like you have to open them again. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab one right here. I'm gonna go all the way down, and not this one. I'm gonna let this one hang like that. And then I'm gonna add another one right on top of it, but I'm gonna grab this beautiful candy cane looking one that actually came from, I think, Hobby Lobby, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna add this guy right here on top of my other one. Look how cute is that? So there's three. Remember, we always work in sets of 2s, 3s, and 1s. So I'm gonna put that one right there. I'm gonna spin my arrangement around, and I'm gonna make this sure that this one that has a candy cane is opposite side. And then I want it to kind of hang over. So I wanna make sure that it's spilling on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my ornament and just let it hang down like that. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few more. I'm gonna add a red one over on this side. You could actually even do two of them. I'm gonna do a big and a small one to kind of cluster them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna close that, put him upside down, and just go ahead and insert into my foam. Look how beautiful that is. So I'm gonna move all the way around, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add a white one with glitter, and I'm gonna go like this. And then I'm gonna add another one of these little ones, and I'm going to close my hook. Remember, this is kind of like an ornament cluster. And then we're going to go and fill in right there. Look how adorable. But this would not be a Ramon at home unless it had some bows, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my ribbon right here, and I'm gonna grab my scissors as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go through my plastic. I should have done this before I started this video, but no matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna free my ribbon, and I'm gonna start by dovetailing my end. This is a beautiful 1-inch ribbon, and I always tell you a 1-inch ribbon is your best friend. So I'm gonna do a tail probably about 12 inches. And so I'm going to do a beautiful bow. I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna spin around, and then do another one right here. I want to do a pretty fluffy bow because I feel like this really is calling for it. I'm gonna grab another one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm gonna do a 6-loop bow. This ribbon, you guys, is from Shinoda Design Center, and I just absolutely love it. It is so crisp. There's nothing better than a crisp ribbon because it really helps you to make those loops really loopy, really bow and really stiff, and that's what really creates that magical look to it. All right, so I'm gonna go right there. I'm gonna cut my ribbon right about here. I put it right here with the rest of my ornaments. Now I did get, I'm gonna use maybe a wire. So I'm gonna wire this together right here and pull really tightly, spin around, and look, you guys, how cute is this bow? So we're gonna make sure that this one comes like that. But we need something to attach. So what we're going to do is we're gonna grab a skewer, and I'm gonna spin around this guy right here, the rest of the wire that I attach with, and that's going to be our skewer. And you can always pull down like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fluff this bow before I put it in here. And so now I'm going to select a spot which is going to be catty corner right here. And I'm going to go all the way down like this. And then I'm going to cut the rest of my skewer like that. Look how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? I feel like I need another one over on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put my ribbon right there. I'm going to dovetail real quick. You guys, which one has been your favorite video so far? I've had so many ideas that I'm still working on. This is just the beginning of the season for 2024, and I could not be more excited because, well, Christmas is my favorite time of the year, as I'm sure you know by now. And so I'm super excited to bring you guys so much content for this year for Christmas, and I really hope that you are enjoying it as much as I am, because, well, I make it for you. So if you are watching this point, I would appreciate if you share this video with your friends on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, to let them know what's going on here at Ramon at Home for the holiday season. All right, so I'm gonna grab this wire and the skewer, and I'm gonna wire real tight. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this bow over on this side like this, and then I'm going to dovetail this other guy. Now here's going to be the cute part. I'm gonna lean down and get the rest of my ornaments I want to add to this. You guys, I found these ornaments at, I believe they're from either Hobby Lobby or at home. But what we're going to do is we're gonna take those pesky tags off. I'm gonna use 3 of them. So I'm gonna use 3. I'm gonna take these off like that. I'm gonna put the rest over here. Sometimes it's good to have this right here, so that way you can just put all of the ornaments and stuff in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab 3 skewers. And what I'm going to is I'm gonna look for that spot where that tag was, and I'm going to go ahead and insert it like this. And look at this. I'm going to go ahead and put one right here, kind of sideways like this. Like that. Look how fun that is. Now we're going to spin it around. We're going to do one more. I'm going to look exactly at that spot because there's a hole already in there. So to make sure, they're made out of styrofoam and they're super easy to work with, I'm going to cut a little bit of this stem, and I'm going to go right here like that. And then I'm going to spin around, and I'm going to add maybe another one up here. I thought that would be fun. So let me make sure that I put it right in the hole where that came. I'm gonna cut a little bit of the stem, and I'm going to add right around here. All right, you guys, so here is the end result. This absolutely beautiful arrangement with candy canes and beautiful peppermints and gorgeous ornaments like this one right here. It's just spilling over with absolutely beautiful elements for Christmas, and I just think this would be so pretty on an island in the kitchen, or even on an entryway table, or perhaps even 2 of them side by side on a tablescape with a beautiful setting for Christmas. I absolutely love the way this turned out. I really hope that you did too. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. All right, so now that you've seen all of the DIYs, which one's your favorite? You have to say the Christmas tree. Yeah, the Christmas tree turned out absolutely beautiful. I love the centerpiece, and then also I love the swag. I love all of them. And then from the vault video, from the Bejeweled video was super fun too.
Yes, always fun. I like that.
All right, well, we cannot wait for you to leave a comment down below. Let me know which out of the 4 DIYs you saw in this video was your favorite and why. And then also don't forget to like the video and share with your friends on Facebook,
Instagram, and
WhatsApp. Why?
Because it's free.
And it
Helps this channel.
thank you guys so much for watching. Consider subscribing. And until next time, you can watch more videos right now. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.